Yeah, certainly no fireworks so far in this evening draw. But one thing we are guaranteed is a close game this evening. Both these teams at the peak of their powers so far this week, winning all 3 of their first games.
Inte det bakom 10, då kan vi bli påtryckare. Då är det hellre att den är lite öppen och får slå den. Nej. Så inte det bakom 10. Det är inte ett måste att gömma.
So Nicholas Edin just looking for a draw, and then once again look at the handle that he's put on the stone. Lots of rotation, don't want to lose this one, but it will slide sideways right at the end. Oh, and look at this, just over curled.
Yeah, one thing for sure that Nicholas knows is that these stones are so aggressive that if you don't put enough handle on the stone, you're really going to lose control of the stones as the speed starts to come off them. So getting plenty of rotation on, we see a nice active release just in time to get the green lights on. So although I didn't manage to get a berry, still requires a bit of attention here from Sneetiel to pass the guard. And a really nice shot there by Yuri Sneetiel means that Nicholas Edin will have to go the long way across the house to hit and roll out.
Yeah, that's a great shot.
Oh, I think it's got enough speed to roll out of the rings anyway.
Yeah, Nicholas is so accurate with these peels, and he will blank the second end after what was a good start to the end, but one slight pick up put pay to any chance Sweden had of making a 2.
So after 2 ends, it's Czech Republic 1, Sweden 0, and Sweden will have the hammer in the third.
So underway in the third. Oh, I think this one will be called top of the 4 foot once again. Maybe just short of the house.
I certainly think top 4 is maybe the side that he'll want his lead to err on. Certainly doesn't want to throw up long guards. Can just make things really complicated. So a nice weight close to the house, but doesn't manage to set on the centre line.
Lite längre än förra cornern här nere.
And I said earlier on, this is something we're seeing more and more over the last year or so, is teams not scared to throw a corner guard when there's a centre guard up. And the sequence of events will generally be that the team with the centre guard will go around, and then the team with the corner guard will play a freeze or a takeout if they can, and try and get the corner guard into play.
Center line. Hard. Right, just stand on center line. Center line. Right.
So plenty of cover out there at the moment, and looks like we might really get some action here in this third end.
Yep, clean yet.
Yeah, Sweden will be looking to probably go quite aggressive now. They know exactly what the ice is doing.
Just clipped that guard. It doesn't get fully buried, but certainly enough to ask questions of the Czech Republic team. Here's Jakub Baraš.
Wow. See, touch it, Martina. Wow, go back. Wow, it's Jenna. Nene. Wow.
He's picked a nice line here.
Yeah, so a couple of guards out, and Sweden, if they could make a hit and roll, it'd be awkward for Czech Republic to get at it, and that's the opportunity that Sweden would need to maybe get a 2, possible 3 in this third end.
This one really needs to go hard to get by. It's just going to touch the guard. And can they manage to squeeze this in the side of the house? That'd be really useful if they could. A little bit cheeky there from Fredrik Lindberg.
Yeah, quite a lot of desperation in his head. Obviously working hard. Maybe should spend a few more hours in the gym.
Oh, I think, Kenny, that these boys spend a lot of time in the gym. They really are some of the best in the business, these Swedish sweepers.
And although the draw has been made round in behind, looks quite an easy half-stone double, is it, Logan?
Yeah, I'd say it is half-stone. I'm a little bit confused why they were coming in there. I think they're always going to leave this option for the Swedes to come in and lie to. I think maybe a tight guard might have been a better call on that spot.
Yeah, I agree with you, Logan. I don't think there was any need to bring the play into the house.
This has got a little bit of work to do. Needs to come off the centre line. just chips one out. So all of a sudden, Czech Republic in a nice spot here in the third end. I've got that stone in behind the double guard. Now, red touching the 12-foot circle, not really in play at the moment. And in this evening's draw, all the second ends have been completed. Denmark off to a flyer against Scotland, 3-0 up after 2 ends. Switzerland 2-0 up on France after 2 ends. Germany 1-0 up on Russia, and Norway scoring 3 in the second end to take a 3-0 lead over Hungary. Well, I said that Whitestone wasn't in play, but have they left a double here? Maybe just gone far enough.
Yeah, Logan, I think it has gone far enough. I think we'll see the heat coming at this one. Double peel on the guards, maybe.
Yeah, they're just trying to open up our way into the 4-foot.
I've got to watch the top yellow doesn't spring across towards the red stones at the right hand side, so I've managed to squeeze it over the top. That's a great shot from Sebastian Kraut.
So Irish Nitil thinks we need a guard up here. Yeah, that shot by Sebastian Kraut really improved the situation. Always horrible trying to get stones out from the centre of play when they're in behind the double guard. It's great to have a third player with that ability who can just make stones go away. Needs to drag this one over the other side of the centre line, so a big sweep at the finish.
Yeah, I think he's covered the wrong one though, Logan. I think there's probably a double there. And left the high one open.
There's definitely a few options here for the Swedes. They could try and move both of these yellows. Could try and hit and roll on top and be frozen dead.
I think you've got to move them, Logan. I think that's why he's going to go the big weight, even if he runs.
Okay, so no funny business here from Sebastian Kraut. Just going to splat these two yellows. And a nice shot there by Sebastian. Sweden still not quite in the clear here. I think they'll certainly be trying to blank this end now.
Yeah, it's great when you've got the firepower of Sebastian Kraut at third, who can tidy things up. Czech Republic, we're building a really good end, and looking at it now, I think Sweden are probably in the driving seat. Still looking for a hit and rolling behind. Got a few options, but doesn't quite make it. Will Nicholas ignore it, or will he play the hit on it?
Well, if they're going to play a draw, then they need to decide which guard they're going to go behind. They could go behind one of the corners, but the problem with that is that if they do make it good, then Sneaty will probably be, his hand will probably be forced to go around the centre. So they're choosing to go around the corner. Let's see how this works out. There's no perfect option here. Even if they did go around the centre, it's a yellow guard that Sneaty could be running back. So probably a good call coming around the red tight guard. Should know this line. They did throw the corner guard down here earlier on in the end. Really is part of the art of skipping, is remembering the lines you've thrown and how they ran and how they tracked, and knowing maybe if it's a new line that may run a little bit differently and adapting to that.
Super's really going after this one now to get it tucked in behind, and it will pretty much be buried.
Yeah, it's like Nicholas Edin has his curling stones on remote control at the moment.
Yeah, so I think they're just going to call back ring to hack weight with this. Try and remove the red out of the house. Just got to watch. They don't want to over curl and catch the high guard. Drive it back onto the yellow.
Okay, so this is a tricky shot here for Sneaty. He does catch the guard, then he could roll in behind the centre. Oh, and where's the red going here? Oh, and just a horror show for Sneaty. That was always the danger, as Kenny said. And now Nicholas Edin, an absolute gift out of nothing, will be drawing the 12-foot for 3.
Yeah, I think that's why you probably play the up weight of that one. So you only feather the guard rather than play the draw round.
He really wasn't seeing a lot of that stone, Kenny. He could have opted to go around the centre guard, like I said. And certainly that is not what they were looking for. $12-foot required for Nicholas Edin to count 3 reds.
Line's pretty good. It's all about the weight. I think this one will pull up in time. And it will. And it will be a score of 3.
No, I don't think Nicholas could have expected that before he threw his first stone. We were talking about a blank end.
Yeah.
So a score of 3 in the third end, surprisingly. And Sweden, after 3 ends, will lead Czech Republic by 3 shots to 1.
So, underway in the 4th. Victor Schall for Sweden. It's them who will bring the play into the house, top of the 4-foot.
Absolutely the right thing to do. They've opened up a two-shot cushion. And they're going to make Czech Republic take all the risk now. Always enjoy watching Victor slide out. You always get some good facials from him.
Yeah, so corner guard now for Czech Republic. Let's see what they can do with last stone advantage. So Sweden trying to cover that one in the forefoot, and that's great set-up play. Covers the right side.
Yeah, Victor made a little bit of a slow start to the week. Just struggling to get the weight sorted out, but really starting to show his class now. He's really turned into a world-class lead over the last few years, hasn't he, Kenny? Victor Schell.
Yeah, certainly has. You would want him and you'd pick him in any team, really. He's a great sweeper as well. He's not just a good shot maker. He's a really good judge of a stone.
Super's going hard on this one to squeeze it by. An excellent shot by Marek Vidra. Fredrik Lindberg playing 75% through the first three ends. It's kind of been his standard this week, just kind of average shooting, not really, probably slightly below his usual level. It's still early in the week, and at the end of the day, the most important statistic is wins on the board. And Sweden have 3 of them out of 3. So a good shot there. There's on the pro side. Comes up a little bit short, but leaves a nice angle.
Yeah, so I think they're just maybe trying to guard or maybe tap up, I think. Super, they're working really hard on this one. Managed to get it past and tap it up. Still don't sit shot though. I think we'll see Nicholas play the drive on the guards maybe. No, he's going to drive the outside red into the yellow.
Risken är att man sätter ner den så bara. Sen ligger den inget bra. Här kör den här. Sätta ner den så är bästa. Få en tick där, kanske klarar den sig ut.
Okay, so the Swedish not particularly liking what they're seeing. So I'm going to go and try and run this guard up. Really can't afford to be tight with this. Really nice shot there by Frederick, but perhaps the same shot will be available to the Czechs.
Yeah, I think a similar shot, just with a slightly bit more weight, just to tap the yellow back onto the red. And there's the line from the first one.
Well, so much of this shot, Kenny's a bit line, and even if they are a little bit light and freeze right on the nose, then it's going to be in great shape.
Yeah, well, this one's already curling really hard. And I don't know what happened to that one. Caught completely the wrong side.
Tunn halv, okej. Halv optimalt.
Sebastian Kraut playing 84% through 3 ends. One thing I did see earlier on was that Nicholas Edin's not scared to take a little bit of risk when he's up in the game. He was quite content sometimes to leave guards up and come around them and just to apply some extra pressure. That, of course, was against France this morning.
Yeah, so this is quite a thin double, although it looks pretty easy. It'll be probably less than quarter stone, Logan, if you're wanting to stick it.
Yeah, unfortunately, just because the stones are close together doesn't make it an easier double than maybe one that's far apart. Martin Sneetil playing 73%.
Does just over curl.
På den bara och träffa på. Tycker vi spelar på dubbel. Har du tjock så är det okej. Även om de råkar klippa skotten gör inte så mycket. Bara vi får behålla den här framme.
Trzeba trafić malinko. O, nie gra można i rychleji.
So Nicholas just having a little mull over this one with his compatriot.
And they're trying to run this one in, or the yellow. Is that what they're doing?
Yeah, it could well be. They might think that this is worth the risk. They can't jam on any of the reds. Maybe they're just trying to hit and roll off the inside. Oh, maybe not.
Oh, absolute pistol.
Yeah, didn't need any sweeping on that one. So all of a sudden, the Czech Republic, from being in a strong position, are in a bit of a hole.
Yeah, so Czech Republic in a bit of trouble here. Trying to drive the guard back and pick something in the house. Oh, pretty close to the triple. that leaves that sole Swedish stone in the 1 foot.
It's maybe one of those ones that they just want to throw a guard rather than coming into the house.
Yeah, I think you're probably right with that, Logan. I think you maybe just go up alongside the yellow, maybe.
I think Nicholas wants to come in here, though. The problem with coming in is that then Sneetail is going to drive the guard up and has a chance to move both reds.
Mitt framför den ganska högt eller bajta 4,5 jobb. Han är bakom 10 så vi får inte kalla över för mycket så dra inte in bakom garden.
So Nicholas Dean trying to come around the centre guard here. And the brushes are down immediately.
Yeah, looks to be struggling for weight.
Well, it could be a blessing in disguise if they just got a guard out of this. Great sweeping by Lindberg and Shell.
Yeah, it really was a great scrub from the front end.
Well, the double's certainly there, though. And it could be a little bit of a let-off for the Czechs.
Jag tror den börjar köra ganska mycket. Han kommer inte. På tiderna hade jag ganska lite. Jag trodde också att den...
Yeah, so it's pretty tight to the guard. Schneider 64% in this game. Will need to up it ever so slightly if he's going to challenge Nicholas Sedin. But that'll certainly help the percentages. Nice double from the skip.
Yeah, we did say that was the kind of part of the risk by coming into the house with his first stone. Wasn't entirely necessary.
And you can see the concentration on Nicholas's face there. Trying to get the roll. Wasn't successful though. So expect Yuri Schneidel just to play the hit and run with this, try and blank the end. Retain last stone advantage going into the fifth.
Oh my word. That's a disgraceful miss by Yuri Schneidel. He's had two of them, and he's had two misses. Hitting stuck in the first end to score one, and then didn't even make contact for that. Really don't expect to see that. So, a shock steal for Nicholas Edin, and it's a score of 1 for Sweden. 4 ends played here, and it's Sweden 4, Czech Republic 1. Okay, so again, Victor Schell will be throwing top of the forefoot. Really was a bad miss there by Yuri Schnitil. Just can't afford to make mistakes like that against Niklas Edin, especially with the form he's in. So Czech Republic will be trying the corner guard thing once again. Didn't ever manage to get the play going behind the corner in the last end. And a lot of that's testament to the exact stone positioning by Victor Schell.
Linjen är bra. Den här Karla. Behöver Karla den här. Ja, det är bra spel. Nej, okej, de kommer ju fortsätta garda så det spelar ingen större roll.
Well, that one just drifts in to the front of the house. And Yuri Schnitil will choose to throw the corner guard once again. So Kenny, Yuri Schnitil's fallen 3 shots behind this Swedish team. What have they got to do to get back in the game?
Well, they've got to score more than Sweden, obviously. But I think they just need the wheels to come off of Sweden's wagon. To be fair, I think Sweden, once they're up in a game, they play the takeouts so well. But to be fair, they only need a nose in one of the corner guards, and if they can make a nice draw in behind, maybe pick up a 2. They're only 1 behind at the break, so the game's still there if they want it.
Yeah, I think it's pretty important that the next score in this game is a multiple score for the Czech Republic. I don't think they have to go absolutely bananas at this point, though. There's still 6 ends to go. And they certainly don't want to give away a steal as the next score.
Yeah, so see, Nicholas is just keeping it nice and clean, taking the corner guards off.
Oh, and here's your mistake, Kenny.
Yeah, it's something we don't see from Fredrik Lindberg very often. And that will give Czech Republic a chance to draw in behind.
Yeah, I think it's a good time to move things on the centre line. You've got your guards set up. Just going to try and manoeuvre these stones a little bit, get them off the centre line, not necessarily out of the house. Okay, did the most important thing and kept the shooter.
Jag tänkte något lösare, sa du. Halvträffen är okej också. Ja.
Spartan Kraut just going to play the takeout in this Yellowstone. Again, he'll want to keep the shooter on this one.
Yeah, it's a really nice shot. Controlled weight. Coming off the centre line nicely. And that path.
So Martin Schneidel, I think they've called controlled takeout on the red and trying Rowan behind the corner.
Yeah, there's definitely a chance here for the Czechs. Well, change of plan to try and hit and roll to the centre and make the freeze, but that one was nowhere but the nose all the way down. I don't think it's going to be sticking this time, Sebastian. There's enough to kick it out and catches on his own red to lie to. And spins up in front of the T-line behind the corner guard. How's that?
I think you've got to be pretty unhappy if you're Yuri Schneidel.
Well, to be honest, the good thing from the Czech point of view is that the play is now behind the corner guard. The centre is wide open.
Yep. Well. Yep. Whoa.
Now, this one's looking pretty good. Has he got the weight to sit second? He has just. And then you see that Yellowstone is tucked right in behind the corner guard. So things looking a little more promising for Czech Republic.
Yeah, it's even more sickening when you miss a peel, when you see a enemy stone in behind it. That's what Fredrik Lindberg's going through right now, but I bet he's going to put in a big effort in the sweeping in this end after that miss.
Det bästa är att trycka ut och rulla in ganska långt så han inte kan frysa och skottet utan rulla in på 4 foten någonstans. Trycka med garden så tar den så nära bort som möjligt. Helt upp.
Yes, I believe the call for Niklas was just to come around the corner guard and push the stone just played by Martin Schneidel out of the 8-foot circle. Oh, and this is a terrific stone by Edin.
Oh yeah, super shot.
He's just on fire at the moment, the little man.
Yeah, this is obviously his hometown, so he'll want to impress in front of his local support.
hraješ takhle. To je.
Tänk min dragning som inte kallas mycket. Den får inte vara tajt.
No hrajem se.
Lägga tillbaka den där och inte vara så. Sen går jag med typ min dragning. Den får mycket kalla också. Sen att ut den och foten någonstans, då ligger det en markant.
So
Din ligger på andra sidan linjen.
Yuri Schneidel just wondering where he should put
Jag tänkte också.
his yellow count in. Does he freeze it right on the back of the two reds? Or does he just leave it short of them?
Ja, exakt.
What do you think, Logan? Do you go right back on it? Or do you sit short?
I think you have to go right back for the freeze. Then you'd probably expect Nicholas to follow him down and freeze on top, and then you've probably got, if you make a really good freeze with your first stone, then you should have a double for 2 with the second one. That's the way I would see it.
Yeah, so still a chance for Yuri Schneidel to pick up 2 here in this 5th end.
This one curling pretty early. Can the sweepers hold it past that top one? Weight looking pretty good. It's going over Karl. And doesn't sit in a particularly great spot. I think a nose hit might be absolutely ideal here for Niklas Edin. Doesn't even have to roll anywhere. Doesn't need to steer the Yellowstone past those back reds. Doesn't want to lose them.
To byla jedna chyba v endu. No.
Niklas Edin with his final stone here of the 5th end. And if he can play a good one here, it could make life a little bit uncomfortable for Yuri Schneidel. Oh, and this is turning hard.
Whoa.
Just sneaks by the back ones.
I think Nicholas didn't even raise a little smile there. He knew he maybe got away with that one.
You can hear him chuckling away.
Ja, jag kom ut så det blev lite grann som din uppåt. Skjut in. Det blev lite så här liksom. Känns dock, den hade ganska mycket fart. Det var någon 8 blank eller något sånt där. Det kändes som att den skulle inte köra.
Okay, so maybe playing the double to score 1 here. Seemed to be the call from Yuri Schneitel's takeout play. Hasn't been the sharpest.
I think you just play the in-turn takeout on the red to the left and roll down in. Would that be the way you would take it, Logan?
Yeah, I'd say it's probably the easier way to play it. We'll see how this works out though for Yuri Schneitel. More than one way to skin a cat, after all. And this could be a disaster, Kenny. I'm right behind this stone, and I can't believe it. Yuri Schneitel just in meltdown at the moment. And it's a steal of 4 in the 5th end here.
That's it. Thank you. Good luck.
And Yuri Schneitel offers the hand. I wonder if the umpires have got anything to say about this.
Yeah,
They are supposed to play 6 ends in the round robin.
Yep, so don't think I've just been reminded of that. So the game will continue.
I don't know what you think, Kenny, but it shows a little bit of a nonsense that I don't really see why they need it in the round robin.
No, I agree with you, Logan. I don't think the 6-end rule should be compulsory.
Yeah, I think it's been... Have they got to come back for 6th end? We'll find out in a few minutes' time. So, after 5 ends, it's Sweden 8, Czech Republic 1.
Sorry, han gick på dubbeln. Var ute, tickaren ytter, gick i hålet. Den stannar på kanten. Det fanns typ inte ett hål.
I don't know what you're talking about. We shake hands already. We just through. We will play through.
Täckte dragningen också. Vågar inte riktigt köra. Han har så pass mycket köl så han behöver gå ganska tajt på den cornern. Så väl han take. Riktigt dumt. Direkt på släpp igår. Här kan fan gå i hålet.
Ja, det är så korttecknad. Oskar och jag började skämta för att vi skulle spela 3 eller 4.
Ja, vilken uppgift. Men alltså, okej, man luktar den andra först. Den luktar den ner. Där var det hur mycket som helst. Jag kan spela tidigare liksom. Allting insida som sitter samman. Man inte tar en fjärdedel. Men allting tjockt hade han fått ett garanterat på. Nu behövde han ta jävligt tunt för att sticka. Han har ju gjort den här liksom. Rulla ut, tappa 2 på dem där bak. Det är svår uppgift han går på. Nej, fan. Vi ska ju bara kasta igenom 8 sten. De har redan tackat för matchen. Okay, vi kommer bara lägga 8 takes. Alla drar igenom allihopa. Vi kan dra in första och så bara sätter vi 8 chappar.
Well, we shake hands. We kind of
TV och så vidare. Alla sätts lite. Ingen langa utan någon.
doesn't make any sense to try anything.
Okej, bra chans att gå in och dominera med 100% nu. Nej.
I think Oscar's going to go in and play an end here, is he?
Han är ju tråkigt om de drar av in på hans. Då får han dra. Lägger du där, då går du. Det är sånt jag. Känna pressen. Nej, okej. Det blir jobbigt i och för sig. Då kommer inte jag vinna score-debatten. Då går vi in på 100%. Oslagbart. Spela inget mer.
Okay, Jimmy, so. He was the one doing the fingering.
Det var ju nära när vi satt ner.
Jimmy and Bob, good call. Jimmy, Bob and Son. Oscar's getting a run here.
Det ligger... 3-laget ligger runt 96% på läget. Sebben ligger på 100. Nej, de spelar från 75 ligger det på. 96, 75, 100, 96.
Benched.
Ja, det är svagt.
Oh, really?
Det är okej.
To do better than that if you want the last movie.
Well, yeah. You've got an okay replacement.
Our third injured his knee during stretching before the game.
Come on.
It was like, okay, that's it for me.
Look, there's the horrible scoreline over in Sheet A. 4-1.
It's not the same 4-1 as the one before, though.
No. The one before is actually worse than that, but
Yeah.
that's still not a good one.
Top 4.
So it looks like we are ready to resume this game. 5 ends played, and it's Sweden 8, Czech Republic 1. Victor Schell playing at 92% in the first half of this game. Just stellar play by the Swedish lead. And a couple of disastrous misses by Iri Schnitil. Really gifting this game to Niklas Edin. I wouldn't say the Swedish team have been that much better than the Czechs, Kenny.
I would just say missing the important shots at the wrong time from Iri Schnitil. Sweden really haven't had to flex their muscles though.
And here's Marek Vidra playing 80%. I guess the big news here is that Oscar Eriksson's going to get to throw a couple of stones in the 6th end, which will be the last end. Sebastian Kraup just telling me just now he kind of tweaked his knee a little bit in the warm-up, so that seems to be the excuse for him coming off. Of course, if you missed the end of the 5th end, Czech Republic did offer the hand to concede the game, but the umpire stepped in and reminded them politely that they have to complete 6 ends in the round robin. So it does become a little bit of a nonsense in that Team Schneetel don't really have any interest in trying to score in this end. They're just putting stones in the house and letting the Swedes take them out. I've seen games in the past, Kenny, where in this kind of situation arises, the teams just throw all their stones through the house. But do you think that's fitting with the spirit of the game?
I don't think it is. I think you've got to make an effort to try and play the game out in a good spirited manner. And both these teams will want to maybe just get off the ice now and hit the locker room, debrief on how the game went.
Yeah, maybe we'll take this chance to have a talk about what's going on elsewhere here in the Löfbergs Lila Arena. At half-time, Norway leading Hungary by 5-3. And Norway will have the hammer in the 6th end when they return. Russia running away from Germany. Germany really struggling so far this week. And Russia having a great day out, having beaten Scotland earlier on. Switzerland are 3-2 up with the hammer on France playing the 6th end. And Scotland trailing Denmark by 4-1 at the turn. And Scotland will have the hammer in the 6th end. We're back on our featured sheet here in men's draw 4 at the 2012 European Curling Championships. Sweden leading by 8-1, a really flattering scoreline, but the reality is that the quality of play hasn't been good enough from Iri Schneetel, not setting the kind of standards that he has in the first 3 games to go to 3-0. This is the first time we've seen Oscar Eriksson this week. Could well be the last. Getting a big cheer from the crowd there for his hit and roll out. Of course, Oscar quite the player himself. Really doing a lot of damage on the tour this season.
Yeah, so just going through the motions here in the 6th end.
Absolutely, I think this is the right way to do it. Neither team really wanted to get committed in a messy end. They know this is going to be the last end anyway. but at the same time not making a mockery of the game by just throwing all the stones away.
Hela vägen in. Bra.
Yeah, some of the local supporters making themselves heard for support for our Oscar. So, next up for ourselves here on the live feed, it is Sweden-Russia in the women's draw at 9 o'clock CET.
Do you think this will be a difficult game for Czech Republic to bounce back from, Kenny?
I
See,
do.
they've got Hungary in the 5th draw.
Yeah, I think they'll be feeling pretty satisfied with the way things have went so far in the competition. 3 wins, great start. Probably had this down as a maybe win. Wouldn't be too bothered if they picked up the point.
Does it make any difference in the manner that they've lost here?
I don't think so. I think they'll just be pleased to get off, and they'll debrief and have a discussion on what went right and what went wrong. I think we all know what went wrong. Yuri Schneidel just missing the shots at the wrong time. Haven't really put any pressure on Sweden. That's maybe one concerning point.
I think Yuri's struggling a little bit on this out-turn side. I'm just running a little bit high as well. He's been a little bit guilty of that. And there you see, 3rd player for Annette Norberg, CC Östland. And to show her support. Of course, she was the world champion in Esbjerg in 2011.
So, Nicholas, it's in rolls out of play.
Yeah, that could knock his average stat down to 91 for the week. Yeah, so that's the end of that. Yuri Schneidel just going to put another point on the board just for the history books. Do you think they'll continue here, Kenny?
I don't think so. It's you're 6 shots down without the hammer against Sweden, and when they've got the firepower.
Need a big sweep to get this one to the house.
It does make the paint though, and the hand is offered. So 8-2, Sweden win.
And that is that. Sweden are going to move further up to 4 wins and no losses. Perfect start for the home team. And certainly still a great start for the Czech Republic team. Going to 3 wins and 1 loss. I'm sure they would have bitten your hand off if they got offered 3 wins and 1 loss after the first 4 games. Been more than satisfied to have beaten Scotland. Definitely one of their rivals for the playoff stages. So just some poor skip stones really costing the Czech Republic. That was the difference between the 2 teams today. And they certainly paid a high price for that. As Kenny mentioned before, there's another draw at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. And our featured game will be Russia against Sweden women. And if you sit tight, I'm sure Kenny's just making his way down to the interview position with Nicolas Sedin. Sure, he'll be more than happy with his start to the competition. If I remember rightly, the World Championships in Basel, I think Sweden moved to a 5 or 6-0, even without Nicolas Sedin, who suffered from some chronic back pain. It looks to be back to full fitness and top form so far this week. And in this game we got our first look at Oscar Eriksson, who put in a terrific performance today. As I said before, if you're still hanging around, we're hoping to get a little word with Nicolas, see how he feels about the week so far and his performance out there in draw 4 of the Gruyère 2012 European Curling Championships here in the Löfbergs Arena in Karlstad, Sweden. So from myself, Logan Gray, and Kenny Edwards, thanks for watching, and join us for more coverage tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock in the women's draw, Russia against Sweden, and Nicolas Sedin is on the way for an interview. Good night. Good job, buddy.
So Nicholas, a great 8-2 win. How do you feel after that?
It was a good, solid game from our side, but we got some lucky breaks in the beginning too to get the 3 in there, and then the blank at 10 when it flashed for him. That was pretty much the game. So we got the game where we wanted it, but we still got some lucky breaks to finish it this quick.
Obviously, you're sitting at 4-0 now. So are you looking for the playoffs, or are you just taking every game at a time?
We're taking every game at a time, but still at 4-0, and we're playing pretty good now. So we got to look ahead as well. Start to kind of make the game plan a bit more like the playoffs and prepare for the playoffs. Maybe a bit sooner than we would have done if we would have been at 2-2. But still take every game and try and play as well as we can.
So you brought Oscar Eriksson on for the final end there. Is there anything up with Sebastian at all?
Yeah, he kind of hurt his knee a little bit during the stretching before the game. I don't think it's not anything bad, but still just when he wanted to shake hands after 5, we didn't want to risk anything, so he just stepped off to be sure.
Okay, thanks for talking to us, Nicholas, and well done.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, mate. Thanks.